Welcome and welcome back, everybody. Okay, so go birds! Sorry, I am a giant Eagles fan. We're gonna do a little low key today. Uh, I may have had just a little bit too much fun tonight, so I'm not going to give my commentary between each video, but let me know how you feel about them in the comments. So this video is one that I spoke about last week of just remaining single and what it's like to remain single and, things like that, because you don't always have to have a partner. Sometimes the best thing you can do for you is to just love you. And, sometimes that ends up, making yourself a better person for your next partner. And sometimes that ends up with it, and that's the way that you just would like to remain single. And either one of those choices is okay. That's the thing. We have to normalize that it is okay to be single. You don't have to always have a person. All right, I'm just going to play these videos. You let me know how you feel in the comments. Bye.
Maturing is realizing that you are no longer here for the drama. You do not have time, okay? Any signs of toxicity or game playing and you're immediately turned off. You're not interested in petty fights and arguments with someone who is unable to communicate like a mature adult. No, thank you. As soon as they start acting funny or their words are contradicting with their actions, you are ready to move on. Life is too short and your time is too precious to be entertaining an individual or a situation with someone who is inconsistent and whose intentions are unclear or insincere. No, please move it right along. You will dismiss them with a quickness. That is how you know that you are maturing in this dating game.
It takes a strong person to remain single in a world that is accustomed to settling with anything just to say that they have something.
So I made a couple videos recently about how women are choosing en masse to either remain single or to exit relationships that aren't bringing value into their lives. They all just popped off. Comments were around the theme of, you're crazy, you're a bitch, who's gonna want that kind of energy? Obviously you hate men, why are you so angry, and smile more. So grateful how they consistently provide examples of exhibit A through Z of why women just aren't interested anymore. These kinds of men that have low emotional intelligence rely on women to provide emotional regulation and stability for them. They want us to provide comfort and to be easy and nice. I mean, this has remnants of the 1950s when women were advised to have their husband's slippers ready and a warm meal and a drink and to keep the kids quiet because the man has to relax after a long, hard day. Next thing you know, they're going to want us to greet them at the door with a glass of milk and warm, freshly baked cookies. Don't get me wrong, the world is a harsh place. Do we not all want a partner who is compassionate and caring and a safe place to fall? Absolutely. But we are not here to mother grown-ass men who are unwilling to take emotional accountability for themselves. Half of us have raised or are raising our own children, and the other half of us have no desire to do so. There is immense freedom for women in being single and choosing to not have to caretake for their partner. For the men who are inevitably watching this, we take this video as a sign to go call your mama. Because baby, she doesn't live here no more.
You finna get in the shower without me? I mean, we really ain't gotta go out. You just come over here and chill. Nah, but for real, like, when you gonna come cook for me?
So I just wanted to come on and talk about what I have personally found as the most commonly asked question once people find out that I'm single. Have you been seeing anybody, or have you been out on any dates? Now, can we just for a second try to normalise choosing to be single and choosing not to be looking for any men? Like, is it just me? Like, why is that the first thing that pops into people's heads? Now, it obviously could be to do with my job being what it is and the fact that I see so many people on a daily basis, so I'm having more genuine conversations than, say, the average Joe. But to an extent, it actually is starting to make me feel like, is there something wrong with me? Should I be out on dates? Like, should I be chasing that man buzz? Do you know what though? There's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with anybody who is in the same situation as me. If the truth be told, this is the first time in my entire life, especially the first time as an actual adult, and I'm 33, that I've fully been single. And I feel like this time is a time for proper healing. By healing, I don't mean like healing from a broken heart. That speaks for itself, obviously, but I'm talking about healing from life, healing from traumas, healing from narcissistic relationships, healing from abandonment issues, healing from daddy issues, like you name it. In this time, I'm starting to probably learn that I have it all. And I don't think I'm the only person. I feel like anybody who grew up in like the 80s, 90s, I feel like we're all the exact same. Anyway, that's a story for a different time. But my point is, this time is very important, because if I don't heal me, if I don't get to know who I am, then I am not going to be any good to anybody else. I feel like it's important for anybody who's in this in-between stage, and what I mean by in-between is when the old you is gone and never coming back, but the new you don't know who that is completely yet, and you're still having to kind of figure that out and asking yourself, like, who are you? Like, who are you, and who are you on your own, and what things do you want from life? What things do you want in a partner? What parts of yourself do you want to improve? Like, why are you the way you are? Your triggers, what causes those triggers? Why do you behave the way you do? Like, yeah, it's really messed up. It's actually pretty mad, if I'm being perfectly honest. And that is why I am far too messed up to be with anybody. I don't want any men sliding into my DMs. I don't want any men asking me out. I don't want any men giving me compliments. I just want men to stay away from me unless it's in a platonic way. Anyway, I'll need to do a part 2 because I've been waffling for 3.5 minutes, and in the next part what I'll do is I'll talk about how messed up I am further in regards to the men that I am unfortunately attracted to.
I ain't gonna lie, I come to the conclusion that for the next 5 years, I'm gonna remain single. You feel me? Because I feel like all the time wasted and all the money spent in these relationships and shit, not saying it's a bad thing, but I feel like I could have poured that into myself and been way farther in life. No cap. And it's like, I just want to reach all my goals and accomplish those things. Not saying you cannot achieve those with your person, but that shit can be a distraction. That shit can definitely slow you down, bro. And I just want to focus on me and myself and be alone. You feel me? I had to tell myself it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to want to focus on yourself and accomplish your goal and just be alone. You feel me? I just don't got no more energy to pour to nobody else. All the energy that I got left is just for me now. I think it's this season. We're going to call this season the selfish season. It's time to be selfish, bro. Because I feel like I'm such a giver. It's just never reciprocated these days, man. It just truly ain't. So, just the selfish season, bro.
She'll be single the rest of her life before she ever allows someone else to half love her again. You're not about to waste her time. And it doesn't matter how many personalities she's got. You're not about to play with none of them.
I think what I'm enjoying most about being happily single is the freedom of doing what I want to do when I want to do it. It's been 2 years now since my relationship ended, and one of the first times that I noticed how much I really enjoyed the difference, the freedom, was coming home from the gym and not having to rush, because You know, he had an expectation of we're going to have dinner at a certain time, and then we're going to watch TV, and then and it was like, oh my gosh, I can actually take my time. I just felt so free. It was like the first time your parents left you home alone and you're like, I could do anything I want. You know, it's that kind of excitement, except I'm now a 56-year-old woman, and it's like, geez, if I don't want to cook tonight, I can just not. I can actually make myself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And you know, I did that one night, and that was the best PB&J I have ever had. I'm sure that somebody else who's watching this can relate to this feeling. I would love to hear your story.
One really, really nice thing about being single that I kind of forgot about after being in a relationship for so long, you get to do whatever you want on the weekends. You get to do whatever you want on weekdays, but on the weekends especially, you get to choose whatever activity it is that you want to do instead of whatever that other person wants to do, which is not something that I'm used to and I took for granted. Like today was just a relaxing Saturday. I went and got my nails done, pedicure and manicure. I shopped around at the thrift store for a little bit. I'm gonna go see a movie with my mom tonight. Like, I don't have to do anything that other person wants to do. My whole weekend is open and it's just so nice. It's beautiful.
I would rather be single than be consistently neglected or taken for granted. If I could treat myself better than you can treat me, then what are we really doing here?
I'd rather be single for 100 years than to spend 1 second with a person I had to adjust my boundaries for.
I had a mentor that used to say, if it's meant to be, you can't mess it up. And if it's not meant to be, you can't fix it. I posted that saying a few months ago, and it was my first video that got, almost 2 million views. And I just want to repeat it because as a woman who's single in her 30s, it's something that has brought me a lot of peace. If you're single and if you're struggling right now, I so get it. When I was first single, I was trying to claw my way out of it, and I was absolutely miserable. I never thought I was going to meet my person. I thought I was going to be single forever. All of my friends were having kids, they were getting married, and I just felt so left out from the party. I would call my mentor as I felt so alone, and she just kept reminding me that what's mine is mine. And what I believe is that I have not been in a place to meet my person yet because I have needed to do some growing. I truly do believe that that's the case for you as well. I think that the universe brings us our people when we're ready for them. And this is really the first time in my life that I actually feel like, yeah, maybe I am ready. So if you're struggling, if you are really having a hard time, please just raise your hand in the comments below, because I feel like not enough people share about the struggles of being single, because it can feel so private and painful sometimes. But the truth is, there are so many amazing single people out there, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. Just because you haven't met your person does not mean that you're not going to. It just means that that's not what this season is about. And maybe you don't want to meet a person and you just want to be single forever. Whatever that looks like for you, it's okay. But if you are single and if you do really want to meet your person, I get it. And my only hope for you is that you just hold on to hope that maybe this season is not about love for loving somebody else, but it's just about finding yourself. And I don't know. I hope that brings you some peace. Leave a comment below if this helped you or if you are also single and embracing it right now.
I'm not single because nobody want me. All these motherfuckers want me. I'm single because I don't want none of these motherfuckers. People think it's something wrong with you because you have the discipline to say, you know what? Until I find somebody that is my equal, until I find somebody that is worth me giving up my singleness, until I find somebody that's on my level, that ain't bringing BS in my life, I am content with being single. You need to tell these people you ain't single because you're not qualified. No, you single because you are qualified. You're not single because you don't have standards. You're single because you do have standards. You're not single because you're not desirable. You're single because you are desirable in any boy will be attracted to you. So you got to be able to vet which ones are boys and which ones are real men. It ain't nothing wrong with you. It's something right with you. Don't let nobody play in your face trying to make it seem like you got something wrong with you. Nah, something right with you. All right? Single by choice is never a bad thing. Period.
And I'm mistakes to cover up my eyes.